So whoever wants to start, we'll get the door shut and we'll get started.
No other questions.
No more questions?
No hard ones.
Oh. I'm going to ask you what you think about Miami. Can you cover that?
Oh, I found it the other day.
Yeah, you reached it.
They get tougher after that. The questions get tougher after that.
All right.
Sam, you got Miami coming up on Sunday. Just talk a little bit about what they've done this year, what you've seen in them. They have a really strong inside game.
Miami is really good. They have two big posts, Hoff and Beatrice. And Beatrice came from Baylor, so they've like really helped. She's really helped the team. Hoff is just really skilled, and it's like our coaches have been telling us they've been 20 points and 10 rebounds per game. So in order to win the game, we need to shut them down. So I feel like it's going to be a battle, but lately they've been playing really good. They just beat Notre Dame. So anything happens, so we're hoping to do our job and beat them too, because it's a battle for first place.
On the system. When you're getting, pulled down and basically wrestled to the floor and there's no fouls called or anything, I feel like it wasn't that long ago that Sam Fuehring, would slap the floor, protested a little more. Have you learned to control your emotions? Are you just hiding them a little bit better, or has your mentality kind of changed?
I'm trying to change my mentality, and I'm trying to change the way I react to fouls, because my coaches have been telling me that my reputation is changing towards the refs. So I realized it with the Clemson game. I got teed up for talking to my teammate, and that ref we had at Mississippi State as well. And she didn't call the T on me at Mississippi State, but lately I've been noticing that the refs have been targeting me. So I have to just calm down and just take whatever they call.
Last year you spent a lot of time in the paint with Maisha. This year you're spending a lot of time in the paint, of course, with Kylie and B. Talk about the difference between this year and last year, your responsibilities, different roles for you.
Yeah, me and Maisha, I feel like we had a connection. Like, we didn't really have to talk on defense or offense to know where each other were. With Bianca, I've been playing with her for almost a whole year now, so it's like we're starting to build that, and I feel like we play really well together. And the same with Kylie. It just takes time to know how each other plays, especially not just like in practice, but like game mode too. So with me and Maisha, it was like if I got beat, Maisha had my back, and then I'd go straight to hers. And it's like starting to do that with Bianca and Kylie. So we're starting to get that at the right time too, because NCAA is coming up along with ACC. So.
Talking about how Kylie has come along to help you out, one of the things that your coaches talked about early on is that Kylie was a little bit less aggressive, harder to kind of get motivated emotionally. Do you talk to her about things like that or work on it in practice, just kind of basically to get her to get a little bit nastier earlier on?
Yeah, I always talk to Kylie. I always talk to my teammates about either being more aggressive or shooting their shot. And Kylie has been working really, really hard. And after practice, she would stay with Molly, the red shirt. And it's not Molly's job to do that, it's Molly's willingness to help the team get better. And Molly's been doing an excellent job with that, helping Kylie finish at the basket, catch balls, and finish with fouls. And that's exactly what Kylie has been doing. It's been helping her progress and help her in the games.
Against Virginia Tech, you have nice, huge game for you, 20.1 points or so plus. What were you seeing against McGarity, against the Virginia Tech defense that got you to be able to play that well against them?
Yeah, I respect Virginia Tech. I respect McGarity's play. I respect everything about them. They're a really good team despite their record. They're very hardworking. So, and they never give up. So no matter the scoreboard, Like, you can't just rely on settling. You just got to keep punching them. And it's like, we settled in Virginia Tech. That's why they got so close. And we made mistakes, too, and they just used that against us. But Virginia Tech is no joke.
Do you feel like you guys are comfortable enough now, both offensively and defensively, that it's just a matter of kind of effort every night and making sure you get to that top level, or are you still trying to tweak things technique-wise?
I mean, like, we haven't been, I want to say not consistent, but we're working on being consistent every night. That's what the great teams do. For us, I feel like we're working on something every night, like whether it be too many turnovers, and be like, we need to limit those right away, or we need to get the ball inside, or we need to shoot more threes, or we need to shoot less threes, you know? I mean, it's never the same thing over and over again. It's always something different. But, I mean, I think we've been doing a really good job being consistent so far.
And then as far as, potentially after the season, the WNBA draft, have you been focusing on that at all? Have you heard from teams? What's going on there?
I haven't been focusing on it. I've been focusing on the season so far. I mean, it's kind of, so I'm kind of in a place where I can't wait to leave, to start an adult life, but I want to stay because the bills and stuff that you have to pay. But I mean, it's like the same feeling when you leave high school and want to go to college. It's like getting to that next chapter in your life. But right now, I still got to be in this one. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just going to enjoy it and play my heart out for the next games coming up. So.
Played with Dana Evans a couple of years now. Last year she was good but not fantastic. This year she's really picked up the level. Your thoughts, Dana, over the last 2 years, the progression, the improvement?
She's really been trusting the process. Coach Walz has been pushing her to be a great player. Last year against Mississippi State, personally, I feel like we should have kept giving the ball to her because no one could stop her little jumper that she has. And it's just like, she's just gotten so much better confidently, too. She's been in the gym every day working on her shot, too, with Mikasa. Mikasa's there with her, helping her. And it's just trusting the process and working on your game. That's all you need. And that'll bring you confidence. And Coach Walz brings her confidence with it, too, and helps her out and, tells her whether it was a good shot or a bad shot or what she needs to do to be a point guard. And that's exactly what she's doing.
Anyone else? You got one?
This week you did not have a Thursday game. Talk a little bit about how practice opportunities are about changes during that rare bye week for you.
I don't like not having a game, but it gives us rest time. It kind of messes with the flow of things. It's always Thursday, Sunday, we have games, so it's like, where's the game at? But practice, we got chances to, I don't want to say go easy in practice, but because we have a load. But we did less than what we usually would do. And the coaches have it all planned out for us too. So yesterday, what did we do? We worked on offense yesterday. We worked on defense and offense. No, we worked on offense 2 days ago and then defense offense yesterday. And I don't know what we're doing today, but they got it in store for us and they're going to set us up for success to beat Miami. So.
That's Just one last question. Did you watch any WWE this week in case you do need to find escape maneuvers from any more chokeholds?
I actually watched it while playing Virginia Tech. I was in the shoes of the person. I didn't know that she had her hands around my neck. I just thought I got tackled, so. And then they called the jump ball, which I don't agree with now that I see the picture. But yeah, I don't really watch WWE.
I don't either.
Yeah, I feel like that stuff is fake.
Alrighty. First, again, thank you all for coming out. It's been a good week for us. In fact, we've had the opportunity to get some rest, some needed rest for our players. And now we've had 2 days to start preparing slowly for a big game on Sunday. I just got a text today that we're at 10,600 tickets sold, And, we've still got a few days to keep working that, and hopefully we can get that to 12 or 13,000.
When you look at Miami, some of the first things, impressions on them, obviously they beat Notre Dame, they're strong in the middle. What else?
They're good. I mean, they're a really good basketball team. I mean, they have great inside play. Their guards are playing well. They're 8-2 in this league for a reason, because they're good. And we know we're going to have our hands full. It's going to be a ball game that it's going to take 40 minutes from everybody. I expect a physical game. It's going to be a game they like to throw the ball into the post. We're going to have to figure out a way to defend that. I've talked to Kylie. This is a ball game that I think she's going to have to come prepared to play. There's situations that present itself each game. And this is one where they truly have two dominant post players that like to play back to the basket. And Kylie's done a really good job for us defending back to the basket post. So, I've talked to her about that. Sam and Bianca, the same way. It's going to be a game where our posts are going to have to be dialed in and prepared. Golly, the one mic.
Sam was in here saying that, she felt like she was getting a reputation with referees sometimes for maybe talking back or being a little too much, and she's tried to change her mentality and dial that down. What have you seen from her in that respect?
No, it's the passion that she's played with. I compared some to Angel McCoughtry. When I got the job here, we had our spring meetings, and I can remember several of the coaches in the Big East back then were like, we had to vote Angel for Player of the Year, but we just don't like the way she acts at times on the court. And we broke down film for her. We broke down film for Angel just to show her how after every call she would get upset, get animated, and she was like, I've never been shown this. No one's ever shown me how I've acted, and I thought she did a remarkable job the following 2 years of just trying to tame that down some. And Sam's the same way. Sam's just a very passionate player. She leaves everything out on the floor, and at times she gets emotional, and it's never, I don't think, in a disrespectful way. I mean, you go back to when she slapped the floor in the Final Four, that wasn't any disrespect to the official. She was frustrated with herself. But unfortunately, she was given a technical foul for just the frustration she had with herself, not with the officiating. So, she's just been working on trying to just focus play by play, move on to the next, and I really think it's benefited.
Did you do that for her? Did you sit her down and say, look, watch yourself on
We
film?
have shown her some Coach Norman has shown her some film, and she knows it. That's the great thing about it. That's the one thing when you talk to Sam, she's able to take a step back and give an honest evaluation of herself, even during the moments. She's like, I know. So she's really come a long way.
NCAA came out with their first reveal earlier this week. Your thoughts on what they've come up with? I know there's a lot of time to go, the first impressions.
Yeah, there's a lot of basketball games left. I mean, it's if that would hold true, I'd be surprised. Because there's a lot of games where teams have to play each other as we go forward. Notre Dame and NC State still have to play on Monday night. So you're going to have one team win and one team lose. We played Miami, obviously, on Sunday. Miami was a 4, I believe, in the reveal, and we're sitting there in the 1 line. So somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. So I think there's plenty of games left where there's enough competition between everybody that's on that 1 through 4 line that some people might move up and some might drop down.
You've had a couple games against other teams with bigs, and you talked about, of course, Miami's going to want to throw it down low. One of the things I've noticed is that Arca has been playing a lot of mismatches down low and done a pretty amazing job. What is it like to have that kind of extra opportunity, even with somebody who doesn't have the size advantage, but is still able to play that defense down low?
Yeah, we do switch a lot, 3, 4, 5 at times, and 2s at times. Jasmine and Erica are both kind of in that mix, and so is Mikasa at times. So it's nice to have guards that are willing to get down there and mix it up at times with post. And they can use their quickness to hopefully benefit them over trying to worry about combating the size of true post players.
Without the Thursday game this week, I know you had some university travel experiences, but just what did that do for the team in terms of rest, recuperation, learning, practice?
Yeah, we were able to get. It was nice being an early game on Sunday to begin with. It was a noon game, so we were back home by 6 o'clock. So the players were able to have a night on Sunday night to get things all prepared for the week, and then we gave them Monday and Tuesday off. So it's as a college student, it's nice at times to be able to just focus on your schoolwork, go to class, be able to get back to your dorm room, your apartment. And not have to worry about getting to practice or getting to weights. So I think they use those 2 days to really benefit themselves. And then it was a light day on Wednesday. We had a little bit of higher day yesterday, intensity-wise. We'll have a good day today. And then, as always, we'll back things down on Saturday before the game on Sunday.
I know the WNBA draft stuff is not probably going to ramp up till after the season, but in terms of, teams reaching out to you or, I know they can't talk directly to the players, but when does that stuff really start? Have they kind of been around all season? I know, they have people come scout your games all the time, but are they checking in more regularly now as you get to that point?
Yeah, it's been pretty consistent throughout the entire season. I've got some really good relationships with a few of them, obviously they aren't the same with all the clubs, but I've heard from a lot. I think everybody feels pretty certain that Asia will probably go between 1 through 5, 1 through 6, depending on need, depending on what a franchise wants. So I think you've got some that might have picked 8, 9, 10, or 11 that I haven't heard from them because I don't think they believe that she'll be around for that pick. And then you got Sam and Erica that I think are playing themselves into the opportunity to be drafted or at least earn an invite to a training camp, which would be great for those two as well.
I mean, are most people at this point coming to you to talk about Asia, or is anyone coming specifically to inquire about Sam?
Well, I've had calls about all three of them. Because you've got teams that might have one of the first 5 or 6 picks that also will have a 3rd round pick, a 2nd round pick, in a matter of, hey, what do you think she could do? What's her strengths? So yeah, they've actually inquired about all of them.
Look at reach.
Yeah, that was me.
It's true.
Heck.
It's true.
Polly.
Can't fight fast.
That's a long
Come on,
road.
He's
Polly.
faster than I am.
Okay.
I don't know about that either.
Last time we talked, Coach, you discussed some recent defeats in Monopoly Junior. Has that changed up any for you?
You know what? We're still playing it. We'll actually have a match today when I get home, and then we've moved on to a game called Guess Who, which another outstanding game. It's kind of like the old Battleship, where you've got your 2 boards going across, but now it's a row of about 25 headshots of different people. Some have glasses, some have hats. It could be a female, it could be a male. So you have to ask a yes/no question.
I played that over Christmas.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah. So
Got killed.
my wife and I won the best of 3 last night against Lola and Lucy. And as Lucy would say, we won fair and square. Yes. So we are 1-0 in that first series. It's competitive.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, it's competitive.
Hey, my brother used to fly Omi at Stratego, so I can feel it. You've had a lot of opportunities this year for some charitable work. You just put out that you and Sam are going to wear some very fancy shoes on Sunday. I believe those are going to be auctioned or sold for charity. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's for the Play for K game and the KL Foundation. We shipped off our shoes to be painted by an artist, and he did a remarkable job on them. So from my understanding, there's going to be a live auction during the game. And I know Katie Meyer Miami's going to be doing the same. I actually just talked to her today. I was like, hey, we might want to both have our phones out in case no one's bidding on our shoes. We can bid on each other's during the game. The last thing you want is to be that one that nobody's putting a bid on. So I told her we'll have to work with each other and then outbid each other to at least make it look like there's some interest.
No possible NCAA conclusion or anything on that, no violations at all?
Yeah, no, as long as I'm bidding on hers and she's bidding on mine, we're okay.
How was the free throw challenge going? Louisville still number one?
Free throw challenge is going fantastic. Just props to our fan base. It's pretty amazing to be able to sit here. I think we're estimated at a little over $9,000 right now to be raised from the free throw challenge. And again, I've talked to Beth, who's on the board at the KAL Fund, Burns, about how trying to get other teams more involved. It's a shame we don't have more involvement from our ACC schools, because it's the KAL Foundation, it's KAL Fund, and K was such an important part of the ACC at NC State. But yeah, I'm just really pleased and excited that our fan base again has met the challenge.
Have you been impressed with how your team has, been able to sustain this momentum after the UConn win? Because I know last season, after Notre Dame, the game after that was the first loss to Florida State. And do you think that, some of the players who were here last year learned from that experience?
Well, you go back to that Florida State game. It was a 50-49 game. Both teams defended extremely well. We just neither of us could put the ball in the basket. So I didn't think it was a letdown. Florida State, I think, was ranked top 15, top 10 at that point in time. So it was another great opponent coming in here to play. But I do think our focus has been really, really good. We've taken one day at a time, and I know that's the old coach talk, but it's what we've done. I said all along, we have a fine line between success and failure, and we know that. We're just not able to walk out and just win a basketball game by showing up. Our league's too good. You look at the scores from last night's game. Clemson beats Florida State. Pitt upsets North Carolina. I mean, you got to be prepared every single night, or you will get beat. And that's one thing that we talk about every day in practice. Don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat yourself a day. You're not going to get this day back. And our young women have really bought into that, and I felt good. I thought our practice yesterday was really good. I'm expecting a great day today.
How has Mikasa come along? She's been having an uptick in minutes lately.
Yeah, she's been performing well at practice. All of them have. Sagan and Lindsay. I give them credit. Everybody wants instant gratification, instant success in today's day and age, especially with social media. Because if you're not out there playing 20, 30 minutes, you have to suck. And that's not the case. I've got players that came in here as freshmen that knew that, hey, you know what, this first year we're going to really have to put some time in and work, because you are going to be playing behind an All-American in Asia Dirt. Jasmine Jones, who started at the 3-4, Erica Carter, starting point guard, Dana, who played significant minutes. But that's why we've been able to build a program, because you've got players like Sam Fuehring and Bianca, who didn't play a whole bunch their freshman year, their sophomore year, and now all of a sudden they're huge contributors to our team. Mikasa, Sagan, and Lindsay are putting the work in practice. They're getting better. And when their time comes, there's no doubt in my mind they're going to be prepared to succeed. And Mikasa's just a little bit further along, and part of that is because of her ability to defend, her strength. She passes the ball extremely well. So, that's why she's been able to get some more minutes, and she can play. She's played the 4 for us at times. So her versatility is really helped her.